Hey there, YouTube. California Prepper. Well, I have had a few of my subs ask me, sort of request a video like this. They've asked me if I myself put back silver or gold or anything like that. And to be honest, I had thought about it, a long time ago. I thought it was a good idea. But honestly, I think the money that you could put into silver and gold could be better used a lot of other places. I know quite a few people that stockpile silver and gold, and to each his own. I'm happy that they're at least doing something. I'm sorry about the neighbor's dogs, guys. I've been trying to do this video, and they will not stop over there. It's a cold night. They need to be inside, but be quiet. Anyhow, the money that you could spend stockpiling silver and gold, you could you could buy so much food and supplies with that. And what's the point of, stockpiling silver and gold to trade for food when you could just buy your own food? Uh, it just it makes sense to stockpile silver and gold for trading and stuff, but uh, if you have a big gold bar, how are you gonna, chunk somebody off? How are you gonna determine um, what it's worth? That's gonna be a job within itself. I'd rather have, some ammo for some water. I'll give you, a box of ammo, and it doesn't even have to be bottled water. You could just, go and fill up jugs, empty juice jugs, clean them out, put a couple drops of bleach in there with your water, and that's what my food storage was for a long, long time. And, I think that to me is a way better idea and a way better option than silver and gold and stuff like that. I do see the logic behind it, but food is always going to be needed. You can have, you know, a shit ton of gold brick there, but unless you know somebody that's willing to trade you food for gold, or you're willing to give up a lot of gold for a little bit of rice, or, I just don't see it working out fairly for both parties. And it's going to be real hard for people. If you're the guy sitting there with a pile of gold and you're starving, and there's a guy with, say, a jar full of rice, and you have this big brick of gold, well, you're gonna be like, well, sorry, I can't trade with you. That's not enough. And he's gonna be like, all right, well, I can eat this jar of rice. You can't eat that brick of gold. You see what I'm saying? So I would much rather put my money into other things that you can trade. You can still trade ammo. You can still trade food. Food's always a big thing. But if you don't want to, put all your eggs in one basket in food, because, things can happen to your food. You can have, you know, weevils get into it. You can have rats get into your food supply. You can have a flood and have your whole food supply taken out. You can have a fire. There are many things that can happen to a food supply. But it's nice to, have ammo you can trade. You can have extra flashlights for people that don't have flashlights, extra batteries, lighters. A lot of people are going to be without fire. Candles, extra candles. That's one thing I'm lacking. I have barely any candles, so most likely I'm going to have to find somebody that has an overabundance of candles that's willing to barter for something that I have, uh, so I can get myself some candles. Uh, Medications, Tylenol, Excedrin, Aleve, antibiotics, extra prescriptions, stuff like that is going to be invaluable, because once it's gone, it's gone. We can't make any more of those. Tobacco, that's going to be a big one. Tobacco and coffee, to me, are going to be one of the biggest bartering items out there. People that smoke and people that drink coffee are the crabbiest bastards to be around. I smoke. I don't drink coffee. My wife drinks coffee and she smokes, so I can only imagine how happy she's going to be. But tobacco, that's one thing that I do need to work on stockpiling, because I like my cigarettes, but I'm going to have to, in a situation like that, I'm going to try to quit, but last thing you want to do in a already stressful situation is worrying about trying to quit smoking too. So no guarantees there. So I do need to get putting back some tobacco. But you don't necessarily have to put back what you smoke necessarily. You know, I smoke this expensive ass rolling tobacco. Before California's tax, it was 15 bucks a can. Now, after that tax they put in like 2 years ago, it's like 45 bucks a can. It is outrageous. It's like quadrupled in price, and it just blows me away. So I'm gonna have to start putting back some cheaper bags of tobacco. You know, you can get some pretty big bags of cheaper tobacco for 10, 15 bucks, and just start putting it back. Because in a time like that, any cigarette's better than no cigarette. You know, but cigarettes, coffee, this stuff is gonna be gold right here. Coffee, cigarettes, salt and pepper. Did you know pepper can be used just like quick clot to stop a bleeding wound? That's awesome. You know what I mean? You can use it to season your food, and hey, if you happen to get a small cut or wound, I don't know how great it's gonna work on a gunshot. You know, dumping a thing of pepper into it. But hey, in a time like that, you may need it. Salt will make your meat last so much longer if you know what you're doing. These things here are more valuable to me than gold will ever be. And if somebody showed up at my door with a handful of gold and wanted to trade me for this in a time like that, I'd laugh at him. I'd tell him, you know what, good luck, you better go find some other fool out there that's going to trade his food or his water or whatever's going to keep him and his family alive for some metal that may one day be worth something again. So to me, I think it's a better idea, guys, to just invest it in things that you're going to need and that people are going to want. Coffee, salt, pepper, tobacco. Tobacco and coffee are like the biggest things to me. Everybody is going to want those. Alcohol, yes, I can see that. I'm not a drinker myself, but that to me is just a little too expensive. I'm going to stick just with the coffee and tobacco. And alcohol is just real hard to store too. You know, you can only have so many giant glass jugs before they start falling over and breaking. So I'm gonna stick with my tobacco, coffee, and seasonings. And hey, keep stocking up on your ammo. You can always trade that. Like I said, batteries, flashlights, candles, shit, blankets, toilet paper, anything. You can trade anything. Just I don't see silver and gold as being that big of a worry on people's mind. You know, when the lights are out and you're hungry, the last thing you're worried about is gold. So thanks for all your questions, guys. I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. California Prepper, I'm out of here.